What is up, humans? Welcome to Scarlet Letter Show. This is your host, Scarlett Santa Maria. And tonight for episode 84, we have the one and only Shania Satisfaction, a drag entertainer, makeup artist, and owner of Satisfaction Wigs. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Super excited to have my coworker on the show. We both work at Riches. So,
me too. Shout out to Riches fam.
Shout out.
I haven't done this in so long, so...
I feel like everyone that comes here and plays like, oh, I haven't done this in such a long time. It's kind of true, though.
Like, I really haven't. Probably not. It's been, like, years.
Taking you back to your childhood.
Basically. And then I'll do red, 'cause that's just my thing. It's always red. Like that?
Yeah. There you go. She got it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm excited to hear your story.
Yeah.
And I always want to start with you telling me, how was little Blake like before he was Shania?
Blake was a very shy, kind of eccentric and curious, and loved to make people laugh. I loved to make myself laugh, and I was just, very naive to a lot of things. I grew up in the South, so I grew up around the church, growing up in Southern Baptist, which a lot of people know how Southern Baptist churches are. So
I don't.
Well, Southern Baptist is very, I feel like it's kind of radical. Like they preach about no homosexuality, have wives, have kids, have a house, do these things.
Very stereotypical. Yes,
yeah.
Okay.
And then growing up in South Carolina, we're in the Bible Belt, so it's just like they're on every corner, everyone's judging you. So I had to really be sheltered, and or at least I felt like I was sheltered to a lot of things. But my mom, actually, she had the most progressive friends.
Oh, fantastic.
She had lesbian friends, she had gay friends, and she felt comfortable enough to have them around me and me around them, and I just saw them as people. I didn't really understand.
Classify.
Yeah.
As a kid, you don't really have notion of those things.
Right. Yeah, so Blake was very all over the place. Never really understood who I was until my high school years. I started to slowly kind of figure things out. I came out to my best friend when I was, I think, a junior. And I told her, I honestly don't know if this is for sure, but I feel like I might be gay. And we just need to keep it between us, because if my mom finds out or my dad finds out, So we just kept it kind of under wraps. Now, I dated girls, I didn't do anything. But kiss, and it just never felt like.
Yeah,
this is right.
I don't feel anything.
I'm like, this is all we're gonna do, baby. And I had.
At least you tried.
I tried, and I tried to do what I thought was right, which was, date a girl and we'll get married. Oh my God, I'm scared about this thing's gonna collapse. Okay, sorry.
You're good.
Okay. Yeah, so my mom ended up kind of figuring out, you
can't hide things from mom.
Yeah, well, I'll be looking up some gay pornos online.
I was about to say some Pornhub.
Back then, it was you could just kind of type stuff in. Pornhub didn't really exist then. It was just kind of random ass sites. And my mom had to have known, because we have one computer in the house. If I take down the age blocker thing, someone's gonna find out. And I think I had mistakenly left something.
Oh no! It's someone's got you watching gay porn. And it's not my husband.
Okay. If people don't know anything about me that are watching this, I was in the Navy, so that's what got me to California to begin with. I didn't know a lot about the world. Oh my God. But yeah, so that really helped me, because I could be by myself. I was around other people that had no idea who I really was. And then I just decided I was going to tell my mom the next time I went on leave. This was like 2008. I had moved to San Diego 2007 to be stationed here. And once 2008 came around, I was about to go on deployment for 2009 in January, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home for leave before, and I'm gonna tell my mom before I go to the Navy, like go on deployment. And I just couldn't wait anymore. I just went ahead and called her and sat on the phone for like
Oh wow!
an
Over the
hour.
phone.
Yeah, because I was just like, I knew that she knew, but she was waiting for me to say
To
something.
say it, yeah.
And that's exactly what she said. She was like, well, we kind of all figured, but we didn't want to like pester you about it or make you upset, and like, you know, we just wanted you to do it on your own time. And so like, we cried, and it was like a good little moment. And
So she was supportive at the end of the day.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
And my dad we kind of don't really talk about it, but like he knows.
Mhm.
You know, he knows I do drag. He just says, yeah, you just be safe doing what you do. That's all he really has to say about it. But at least he kind of can acknowledge it and then not be like an awkward thing between us, you know?
Wow, so that was a whole discovery journey for you.
Yeah.
And how is it that you got started into drag?
Starting with drag was such a
What was that first performance like?
girl, just a hot mess. A hot mess express. I started, of course, like a lot of typical people tend to do when they're first time in drag is Halloween. You go and buy your little Leg Avenue costume for $50.
Leg Avenue costume, yes.
Yeah, and you think you're the T. And I had like the first time out, I had like one of those costumes on, and it was the Queen of Hearts, and it was a slutty Queen of Hearts.
Oh, the slutty
Yeah,
one.
slutty one. And then I went to Rich's, did that whole shebang, and then I thought I was cute, and I had like a bob on. Why would I have a brown bob with the, I don't know.
A bob?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm thinking, but yeah. And then the first performance was at Numbers. Good
Oh!
old Numbers, R.I.P.
Yes, my first go-go dancing gig was at Numbers.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It's stomping grounds for a lot of people.
Mhm.
That's where I did my first performance, and it was Only Girl in the World by Rihanna.
Oh, of course, I love that song.
My friends were telling me I look like Rihanna when I put makeup on, so I was like, I'm ready to.
Rihanna.
My first number is gonna be that song because I love it, and I did it. It's on Facebook, I believe. Still, it's floating around, and I actually had a blonde wig dyed it red because she had like red hair back then, and then I did it at Numbers at midnight. I think it was for my birthday actually, and the rest was history.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you think that Blake and Shania blend together, or are they two separate entities?
Blake and Shania are two.
Oh, Shania.
Yeah.
I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
No, it's okay.
You can slap me. It's okay.
Slap. I didn't even catch two because they're a little hot. But they're two different entities because Shania is a bit more brash and bold, and she kind of doesn't give a fuck. Like, she's gonna wear and dress how she likes. She's going to be a bit more outspoken, a bit more, people person. She can actually be a bit more extroverted than Blake actually is. She kind of brings that out of me. And she's the hyper femme, like genderfuck type of, I can say that, right?
You can say whatever you want, baby. She can say whatever the fuck she wants.
She's very that, and she's very what I can't be in my everyday life, or at least what I feel like as far as like outward expression.
Yeah.
And then Blake is a bit more reserved, more homebody, introvert, likes to just do the job, come home, do the job, come home. If I do go out, it's only to like support friends for special occasions or, something like that. But like Blake isn't a party person. Not since my 20s, because I'm 33 now. But because of Shania, Blake is being able to take some of those things that were always lying within that Shania brought out and apply that to my everyday life so that I'm not as reserved or held back, or I can actually speak my mind, at work or in public, and whatever the case may be. Shania's helped me out.
Courage.
Yeah, she's helped me out in a lot of ways.
So tell me about.
I did it. What about to happen.
Right. And now it's time for the Wheel of Misfortune.
Alright, here we go. I've always wanted to be on Wheel of Fortune.
Well, there's a Wheel of Misfortune, so I don't know if you want to be on this one. Oh, it's in the
What you thought? And you thought.
Oh, bitch, what's up? Oh. There!
Knew it. Knew it was gonna happen.
Alright. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm scared. Okay. Do I open it or you?
You!
Act like an old lady or an old man. These kids out here they're doing the hippity hops on the street. They're blocking my driveway, so I called the cops on them. I need to get out.
What?
I need to get them out.
What?
I need to get them out.
Oh, okay.
They're loud. They're noisy. I need to
So,
sleep.
before we go on the next section, I want to ask you one more question, and that's about Shania Satisfaction's wigs. Tell me about that. How did that start?
I'm a licensed cosmetologist. So I did go to school for hair and everything. But salon life wasn't for me, and I'd rather have more full artistic control of, creating a style and everything. And with wigs, I ain't gonna talk back. The styrofoam
Hey,
head.
you put my hair.
Right. But I started to kind of do that for myself, and then friends like my best friend Trisha, and then other queens around town in South Carolina. That's where it kicked off, and because I had been back home for a couple years, and then doing that, word of mouth kind of. When somebody can do good hair in a smaller region like the South, word gets around pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing it that way, straight out of my house, straight out of my room, and it just started to pick up. And then when I came out here to California, the girls already pretty much seen what I could do after the stuff that I posted and everything on Facebook, Instagram, and they started hitting me up. And I've been doing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Where can people find your wigs and contact you?
Satisfaction Wigs on Instagram, and that's pretty much the only place. I mean, you could do it on Facebook as well. You could DM me on there, slide into the DM.
And what services do you provide?
So I do wig rejuvenation is what I like to call it. So if let's say you've had a wig, you've done everything you could to it, and you just don't know what to do with it anymore. It's been through hell and back. Give it to me, I'll wash it, recurl it, restyle it, steam it, all of those fun things. Make it brand new again, give it some new life. If you have a new wig, I can take care of that too. Do big drag hair, I can do updos, ponytails. I did a mullet like this for myself and for someone else already. I love the mullets. So,
taking me back to those scene hair days.
Yeah, baby. I fucking live my life in this thing. So if anybody out there wants to get some custom styles done, or you have some wigs you don't know what to do with no more, just send them my way. You can do shipping. If you live in San Diego, hit me up and we'll meet up. Yeah.
Fantastic. Satisfaction Wigs. And we're ready for the time capsule. Before we do that, I want to give a shout out to Seamless Podcast. Seamless Podcast Studio produces a number of highly rated shows and podcasts, and is a service of Nest Cowork, San Diego's #1 rated co-working space located in Bakersfield next to downtown. Learn more about Nest Cowork and Seamless Podcast Studio at nestcowork.io. Tell them Scarlett sent you and get an extra 10% off all co-working and related services. We're late. In this section, we're gonna look at some of your pictures through the years, and you're gonna tell me the story behind it, all right?
Okay.
And the first picture is...
Oh, Lord. This is the first, I want to say, attempt of a photo shoot I've ever done in drag. So there was, Rihanna was that was at the time Rihanna was big with the S&M,
yes,
the girl in the world. So the red hair era, every queen was trying to wear red wigs and stuff, so that's what got me with the red hair. And then a friend of mine at the time, Davina Love, I'm sure some people in San Diego know who she is. She got me over at her apartment. She was like, let's do some, you need to get some like headshots, some good headshots for drag. And I was like, okay. So most of that is hers, besides the hair, I think the accessories. The hat and the dress was hers, and she's just like, "Here we go. We're gonna go up against this wall. We're gonna get you right together. Get you on some flyers, girl." So that's what that was.
Oh, that's super cute. Yeah, I can tell you. Yeah, I can see you, baby Shania.
Oh,
there.
baby, yeah, that was at least the first year. Oh man, my Navy. So I was in the Navy, like I said, I mentioned before, and it was interesting because Don't Ask, Don't Tell was still a thing back then, but that picture I was on, at that point I was very comfortable with myself. My teammates basically knew I did drag on the side, that I was gay, but they had my back. They did not say anything. They kind of went after people that did. And so I was very lucky, and obviously I tried to keep it under wraps and stuff, and make sure I had every ounce of mascara and eyeliner off when I went back to work if I did a gig. And that was just me on watch. I was petty officer, third class, which is very kind of difficult to do in the Navy, unless you come in that way. But I did it all on my own, and I was just feeling myself that day on watch. And I was one of the only few queer people on that command too.
Wow,
so, yeah.
That's amazing.
It was very special. I was on Coronado Island, so it wasn't actually a ship or anything, but I did deploy on the ship.
Wow, look at you. Memories.
Memories.
Look at this one, Miss Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about your fascination for Pokemon, because let me tell you a little story. When I was a kid, I used to be all about it. I used to have so many Pikachus. I used to collect Pikachus.
Really?
Yeah, but then the Mexican TV channel said that they were like devilish. So I threw them all away.
Oh, those
so
poor
sad.
Pikachu. Now decomposing somewhere in the ocean. I've been obsessed with Pokemon since I was a kid, since the first initial launch of it in the late 90s over here in America. And it was one of the few things that I could escape to when things were kind of shitty in life, and it always brought me joy. So the games, the Pokemon cards, just that whole franchise has always just given me a sense of comfort. So as a drag queen, I've blindly just kind of put that to the side about how you can bring your favorite things into drag, how you can bring your fascinations into drag. People do cosplay in drag. People do add all these favorite things from your geeky side into it. I think that's brilliant. I think it's fun. It lets you kind of relive childhood a bit. Mm-hmm. So that picture was at Lander University in Greenwood. We did a show out there for the college kids, and that I believe was did I do it once or twice? Twice. That was the second show that we did there, and I just was my roommate made me the costume. I did the hair, and we were just I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this Pokemon mix, and the kids loved it. It kind of made other people feel nostalgic too. That's another thing too. It's a very big nostalgia thing for me. So even in life now at 33, things kind of get crappy. I'm a huge collector of Pokemon. I make videos on YouTube of opening up Pokemon cards. So Pokeblake on YouTube. I also have a Shania Satisfaction channel. She does some of that too. So check this out. But yeah, Pokemon, still to this day, I have been going hard since January 2020, collecting Pokemon cards again. So I'm a huge card collector, and my room is starting to become Pokemon land with all the memorabilia and stuff, but I love it.
It's beautiful. It brings you joy and happiness, and that's what matters.
Right, exactly. Don't ever stop. Same thing with drag. If you're thinking drag is a hobby for you, don't be afraid to do it. Invest in the right things and do it if it makes you happy. So a good old Transformation Tuesday thing, that's people do that on Instagram a lot still. I kind of stopped doing them just because I don't know, it's been kind of done a million times. But I think it is a cool thing to still see, especially with drag, if you're doing a Transformation Tuesday, just for the fact of that the art of transformation with makeup, and I think it's a cool thing to see. There's someone behind the character. There's someone behind the drag. We're all human underneath it all. So no matter how powerful or unstoppable and fierce you feel in drag, there's still someone that's broken underneath, that's hurting underneath, that is more reserved underneath. So drag artists in general are very complicated, complex people. So this is just like a small like touch of like what the true art of transformation is with these Transformation Tuesday pictures. But I love them, like you said.
I love them so much.
It's really cool. Like even there's people like I don't even never seen before. I see it on Instagram and I'm like, wow, like their transformation is huge compared to mine. Like it's crazy. The power that makeup can. The power
of makeup. I love this look with the latex.
Thank you again. My roommate Patricia, who's here with us today, she made that for me.
I see a trend, so like latex chokers.
Yeah.
Are you kinky, baby?
Maybe a little bit.
Oh, I love that.
It's definitely a fashion thing for me more than anything.
Oh, okay. So you're not super into the kink world?
I'll dabble a little. I think the power of submissive and dominance is kind of intriguing to me. I like to be the more dominant one.
Oh, okay.
I like to tell people what to do. And,
especially in drag, like.
Oh yeah, it's very in control is what I like to be.
Oh, so have you tried being a sub, or you've only done?
I don't know. I would have to have a certain level of trust with someone to be submissive because I've never been in that position, so I don't know like what the levels could be and like if I would enjoy it, if it would bother me, and I would rather just go with what's comfortable right now. But the more I dabble into it, maybe depends on the people, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on the vibe. Not anyone can be a good dom or a sub.
No, it's definitely a chemistry thing too. Because you can be dom and that person can be sub, but is it working? Is it? Are you both? Is there an ebb and flow with each other?
Exactly.
You know? But yeah,
are you spanking me right?
right. That photo shoot I did with Modern Aperture Photography, one of the photographers in town, and we did that during the pandemic. So right out of their apartment at the time, and I wanted to bring a fresh look, mix my like ginger, because there's my chest hairs in the photo. It's not edited out. I like to dabble with those kind of things with drag because. For a long time, I was just kind of succumbed to like a one way of drag. I gotta wear, the breasts and the hips and the woman and shave everything and
do it like hyper feminine, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. And the more I did drag, I've been doing it since 2010. So we're going on 11 years, or I think 11 years. And the more I've been doing drag, the more I want to be comfortable. And I want to feel good, and I don't want to feel like I have to do something to appease all these other drag queens and other people. So I like to do the genderfuck. I like to mix them. Like today, I'm not doing any of that, hips and body and stuff.
No, I love it.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's all that matters, that you feel good inside, and that you are you.
Right. So anybody out there that's hairy or wants to do bearded drag and things like that, it's okay to do those things and feel fierce, and there's a space for you. So that's why I kind of want to do that kind of photo shoot, is show that hyper femininity but have a touch of masculinity, because I don't want to always have to compromise that about my body and things that other guys like about me or other people like about me just to do a look for a night. I mean, yeah, that's dedication. That's dedication to your craft, and by all means those people do that, but for me, I like to mix and match things.
Beautiful. You're an inspiration to other people to do that too. Awesome. Thank you for sharing those stories. We're on to the next section of the show, which is the human experience. Okay, in this section, we're gonna ask you some self-awareness questions, how you see yourself, the world, open up your mind. And the first question is, for you personally, what makes life worth living?
Ooh, all right. So I think what makes life worth living is doing what makes you happy and surrounding yourselves with those that make you happy and who are genuine human beings who want nothing but the best for you and want to be your support. Ain't no room for fake friends, ain't no room for none of that BS. Like, surround yourself with the people that deserve to be around you, and vice versa. Even if that means just one person, two people, a small group of friends, whatever works for you. And going after your dreams and doing the things that make you happy, and not feeling like you always have to compromise your happiness just to survive. Because you know, I've been there. You know, I've been homeless. I've lived in my car. I went back home for a few years because I didn't know what to do here in San Diego anymore. I felt very trapped and going down different dark paths. And a part of that was because I felt like I needed to do drag and as my job, but it's not always feasible to do that. So you have to find other things that work, and I didn't want to. And you have to take some leaps of faith sometimes. You have to go back to the drawing board sometimes, even if that means go live with your parents for a few months or a year, whatever you gotta do, just so that you can recalibrate and recharge yourself and go for what makes you happy. And even if that means doing a job you don't like for a little bit, just to save up that money so you can quit it and go do that.
Next question is, what's your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, so many. Just don't be a rude person. Don't be an asshole. Nobody needs that.
We don't need that energy here.
Don't be an asshole. I have so many pet peeves, but that's the one we're gonna go with. It's just don't be an asshole. Don't be rude.
Don't be an asshole. Yeah. I love it. Next question. When do you look into the past, what do you miss the most?
I miss having more simplified life. As you know, as you become an adult, everything is a task. You have so much going on in your life. There's nothing is simplified anymore. Mm-hmm. When you're young and you have your parents are taking the brunt of it. You know, when you're young, you don't know all the stuff that they keep from you and that they're bearing because you're not an adult yet. But when you're a kid, that's that mind frame of like, this is just my life. I have my brother, my sister, my parents, and then just go to school, come home, play video games, go back to school the next day, you know, like, and there's nothing you can really do to take that back because it's a moment in time, but like, people, they don't really prepare you enough, I feel like, for growing up anymore.
For adulting, yeah.
Girl.
What's the best decision you've ever made?
Have I made any good decisions? I think the best decision was the Navy, to be quite honest, because I grew up in a very conservative small town where everyone, like, we have friends now that are still there with and no offense to them, with their kids and that job they've had for 20 plus years in that small town because they've only ventured around, you know, South Carolina. I think it's important, like, if you can take a moment to grasp an opportunity, like joining the military, it might seem scary at first, and it's very intimidating, but I was able to go out of my small town. I was able to go travel, see the world, experience other walks of life and different types of people, and it really opened my eyes to who I truly am, and I never would have had that opportunity if I had stayed in my hometown, doing a 9-to-5 crummy job that paid minimum wage, seeing all my high school friends, like, yeah, they might be married, but if you're stuck there, single, queer person, everyone's looking at you like, oh, you're the token gay friend, let's invite him over, and maybe he'll watch the kids or something, you know, stuff like that.
That's
and I'm just like,
what you want.
You know, and I know that I would be miserable if I never had took that opportunity. I might have made it out of Greenwood, but I never would have made it out of the South, you know. So I'm thankful I took that opportunity, that leap of faith, did the Navy, and got to see the world and grow.
Beautiful. Well, look at you now.
Oh, I'm a drag queen.
You're a drag queen. And the last question is, on hard days, what motivates you to get up and start your day?
That's kind of hard to answer just because I never really feel like I do have those moments where I can pull myself out of it. I do struggle with mental health. Every day is a struggle, I feel like, sometimes, just to get out of bed and make coffee, you know.
Okay.
But the times that I'm able to pull myself out of it is like small feats of triumph, I feel like, because it's like, okay, I was able to get out of bed and do some things around the house, and then I have to go to work later and deal with the general public for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time, and then I gotta go home and rest. But I feel like when you deal with depression, severe anxiety, things like that some of it has manifested from my time in the Navy, and some of it I had all my life, and it's just getting worse as I get older, I almost feel like. But the only thing that really helps me is a deep inward talk. It's like, okay, well, you know, people count on you, and people want you in their life. Your family wants you in their life. You got to do this for you and to be happy because you got up and did this and went to work and made the money to help pay for bills and rent and stuff. So I know that there's a lot of people out there that deal with the same thing I'm dealing with. It's hard to not give up and to not get out of bed. It's so hard sometimes. But if you can just do it one day a week, then it gets a little easier to pull yourself out of it day after day. So it's something that I struggle with constantly. Even though I have things that make me happy, like Pokemon and drag and things like that, it's almost not enough sometimes. So I think if you can find something that does make you happy to pull you out of it, hold on to it, nurture that, and make that almost like a priority in your everyday life. You know, okay, well, if I get up and do this for myself, then I know that I can carry out the rest of my day.
Yes.
You know, even if it's just yoga, 5 minutes
Something.
of self-manifestation, 5 minutes of reflection, and kind of, you know, what's the word? Meditate.
Yeah, meditate.
Know? Sometimes that stuff works too, just to kind of cleanse your mind.
Just like try whatever works for you, because we're all going through it one way or another.
We all are still a little traumatized from, you know, being home for a year and scared to even open our windows. So, you know, I take every day one step at a time.
Well, I appreciate you opening up, and I think you're doing amazing. I could have never tell, and that's like the most scary part, because people can never tell when we're depressed or going through something. But I see your work, everything that you do, and it really warms my heart. You're doing amazing. You're a beautiful person.
I love you.
I love you. And before we finish, I got one last thing for you, and it's the Scarlet Letter.
Oh.
It's a poem I found, and it reminded me of you.
Oh, okay.
There you go. And you get to, hold on. Let me get the dagger.
Okay.
You can open it with this.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna have my guests open the dagger from now on.
Yes.
You can.
Don't try.
Don't try. Okay, you can read it.
Okay. I am who I am. Who else would I be? I won't change for you, so why change for me? I won't waste my life being someone I cannot be, because I'm not a fake. I'm willing to break. Get used to what you see. I'm going to be me.
Yes.
So I'm gonna put that we need to put that on a t-shirt. Market that, girl.
Right? That's for you.
Thank you. I'll probably put this like on my mirror or something so I can read it every day. And
beautiful.
Kind of talk myself into a good, you know, mind frame if I need to.
Awesome. Yay!
Thank you, baby.
Of course. And we have a parting souvenir for you.
Oh.
Mystery box.
Is it wet?
Just close your eyes and let's see what you pulled out of there.
Ooh, some of this stuff feels interesting. Oh, it's a pouch.
What is it? Bath bombs.
Oh, yes. Coconut and rose milk shower steamers.
See? For relaxation, because we need it.
Okay, baby. We work stressful jobs.
Seriously. Try working in a nightclub / outdoor lounge.
But drunk. General public.
Drunk!
Drunk!
All right, baby. It was great having you.
Thank you for having me. It was so much fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next Thursday.